Hello everyone, this is a TI-84 calculator basic function video, and we're going to cover a very basic functions of what this calculator can do. First is turning the calculator on and off, and I know it sounds silly, but there's an on button right here, but the off button is in blue. So if you want to turn it off, you press second function and on, and it will go off. And obviously if you turn it on, if you just press the on button, it'll go back on. You clear, this is the clear button, you could clear that, but if you press that second function and on, it should go off. And that's the first basic function. The second basic function that we're going to talk about is very important, is to how to input a fraction into the calculator. So inputting a fraction into the calculator is very, very important, because there are a lot of times that you have to multiply a fraction by a whole number. You have to know the functions on the calculator that will get you to input a numerator and denominator in without putting it in the old-fashioned way. So the first method that I'm going to show you is kind of like a pop-up trick way of getting the numerator and the denominator to show up. You press alpha and X. You see with that numerator and denominator popped up on my calculator, and I am ready to put that fraction in, and I put it in as 1/2. And if I do 1/2 times 10, it's 5. So alpha X, we could put in 1/2 times, and you have to press to the right to get away from that fraction, times, and then alpha X again, 5/3, let's say, another fraction, and you can press enter and it'll give you 5/6. So that's one way of inputting a fraction into the calculator. And if you're taking notes, alpha X. Another way of inputting a fraction into the calculator is alpha Y. And alpha Y will all of a sudden you'll see this small pop up. All right, so, and you see this number 1. If you press 1, or if you just press enter, that fraction, numerator and denominator, will be ready on your calculator for you to input whatever fraction that you have to. And if you do 5/6 times 3, you'll get 5/2. All right, so just to review, that's alpha X. That's one way. And then also the other way is alpha Y. And then that one, you press enter, and that's that fraction of the numerator and denominator ready for you to input. So the last way I'm going to show you is actually going to that function in the calculator without a shortcut. So if you press math and you go all the way over, you press right all the way over to fraction, you'll see that secret pop-up menu right here. All right, that's where that is. And if you press 1, or if you have 1 down already and you press enter, that fraction symbol will come up again. So just to go over the 3 ways, so to review, alpha X is right here, and press it, numerator and denominator are ready for you to input. Alpha Y, then that secret pop-up menu appears, and you have that 1, and you just press enter, and that numerator denominator pops up. And or you could go the third way, press math, go all the way over to where you see frac, right to frac I put, and then press enter, and that will help you input a fraction. So what about converting a fraction that you have to a decimal? Well, if you put a fraction in, let's just say you have 5 over 10, which you know is 1/2, which is 0.5. If you press enter right now, it'll give you 1/2. If you press enter again, it'll still give you 1/2. So you need to convert that to a decimal. Well, if you want to convert that to a decimal, you press math. And as soon as you press math, you see this frac, this 1, and you press enter. So it's going to take your answer of 1/2 and convert it to a fraction, and you press enter, you get another 1/2. But if you want to convert this to a decimal, you press math again and go down to 2. You could either press 2 or go down to 2, and then press enter, and it's going to take your answer now of that fraction of 1/2 and convert it to a decimal, and you get 0.5. All right, so if you have 0.5 now on your page, I'm going to put 0.25, and you want to convert that into a fraction, you press the same thing, math, and you want fraction now, and you're on that fraction, press enter. It's going to take 0.25, convert it into a fraction, it is 1/4. All right, so everything is into that with this math button. So just know where that math button is. It's right underneath the alpha. You could put any fraction in by pressing alpha x and put 8 over 10. If I want to convert that to a decimal, I'm going to press math, go down to 2, and press enter. I'm going to take 8 over 10 and convert it to a decimal. That's 0.8. So now if I take that same decimal and convert it back into a fraction, I press math. I'm on the fraction choice already, and I'm going to press enter again, and it gives me 4 over 5, the reduced fraction to its lowest terms. And there it is right here, again going over it, converting a fraction to a decimal. You get that fraction in there, 7 over 8, and I want to convert that into a decimal. I'm going to press math, go down to decimal. You could press 2 and press enter. You get 0.875. If I put that same thing in, 0.875, I'm looking to convert that into a fraction. You press math and leave it on fraction, press enter and enter again, and you get 7 over 8. All right, one more thing that I wanted to show you about inputting a mixed number, right? And converting a mixed number. So let's talk about inputting that mixed number. So say you have 3 and 1/2, and you want to input that into the calculator. You just don't know how. You're going to press alpha and Y to get that secret menu to pop up. Then you could just press 2. You see how 2? That is a mixed number. We're going to press 2. And now the calculator will go back to the main screen, and it'll be ready for you to input that mixed number. And it's, let's say, 3 and 1/2. All right. And then you could multiply it by 5. Let's say 35 over 2. And again, if you wanted to convert it into a decimal or convert it back into a mixed number, then you would basically take that, press alpha Y again, and go down to 3. and that is fraction to a mixed number, and press enter, and then press enter again. 17 1/2. All right, so very important to know those ins and outs of the calculator, so you don't get tripped up on a question that that you can get correct just by knowing how to input it into the calculator. Remember, the alpha button is very important. Why? That makes this pop up, and actually here it says fraction to a decimal. All right, so you could actually use that function to get to that fraction to a decimal. So just to do that over again, converting to a mixed number, if you have 9/2 in your calculator and you want to convert that to a mixed number quickly, you press alpha Y, and then you have the option 3. You press 3, it goes back to the main screen, and then you press enter only once, and it is 4 1/2, and you don't have to press enter twice in that option, so you can get that out of there if you're copying this down. And again, you have this whole thing, this alpha Y, is that it's that pop-up secret menu. You could get to that menu by going to math and going over to fraction. It's the same menu. If you forget how to make that get that menu to pop up, alpha Y, or math and all the way to the right where it says fraction. All right, and that's the basic functions. Thanks for watching.